Hey guys, Tech here with the video for you guys. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the iPhone 7 Plus on iOS 15. It's unbelievable that this phone was able to upgrade to iOS 15, but it was able to, and we recently upgraded. As you can see, there's 15.0.2 that was the most recent at the time of recording here. And at the time, earlier in the year, when we thought this phone wasn't going to get the update, it kind of surprised us when Apple said it was going to be supported, because this phone, if you know, was released back in 2016 in September, so it's a little over 5 years, and to be able to be supported for 5 years is pretty good. Most of the time that's the standard for most iPhones nowadays. There's a lot going on for this phone, but the fact that it is supported right now, that's great news for anyone using this phone, because it's one of those devices that were the original ones and that really held up pretty well. It has a solid body and build to it. Of course, there's a solid camera. These two dual camera that it has definitely enhances photography experience. You also have the swift performance, a good battery, a 2900 mAh battery, and of course water resistivity comes in play, and stereo grade speakers as well make this a phenomenal device even in 2021. And right now, if you're looking for this device because you don't want to pay almost $1,000 for a new phone, you can actually get this device under $200 pre-owned on eBay and Amazon. So make sure you guys check out the links in the description section. So once you upgrade to iOS 15 here, there's a couple things going to be happening here. First thing you'll probably notice, want to check out, it's going to be the wallpaper here. So the wallpaper, they added only one wallpaper. Not sure why Apple didn't add multiple wallpaper. This is the one wallpaper we keep on seeing here. There's also going to be a couple things when you're going to be upgrading your iPhone 7 Plus. Is make sure you do have enough storage on your device. This update, when we looked at it here, as you still notice here, this update is around 2.55 gig, and the base model, the 7 Plus, is 32 gigs. So if you don't have space, you're gonna have to make space for it. But once you're ready to update, simply go into settings and then go to general and then software update, and you'll see the update appear there over the air or through the Wi-Fi. And if you can't do it through Wi-Fi, you can also do it through iTunes as well. So upgrading itself, the experience is a little bit different. It does take about half an hour to 40 minutes to update, depending on your Wi-Fi connection. So if you don't have a good Wi-Fi connection, you want to make sure you're connected to good Wi-Fi or use iTunes. That might make things a little bit easy and less painful, but nonetheless you're able to upgrade it to it. So once you do decide to upgrade, that's going to be your forward with it. The other thing to note with this 7 Plus is that it has a 5.5-inch display here. That's pretty good for its size. You're able to get all of these app widget and icon, which was available with iOS 14. So if you haven't added those, you can simply go ahead and add those in as well. But you'll notice that with the new update, there's a couple things happening here. Of course, the first thing, it's going to be this cleaner UI design that you get. If you haven't seen it on the settings, you'll notice these rounder edges that coming into play. There's been updates to some of the default app. For example, Safari, now the navigation bar has moved down where it used to be top since the release of the iPhone. So Apple moved that around a little bit. You'll be able to create these tab groups. A lot of updates coming to Safari finally, after it's been a while since Apple has done that, but they are able to finally do this upgrade, which we think is pretty neat now. A lot more for a browser refresh that was needed for some time. You'll probably see updates to the weather app as well here. If you know, there's going to be some updates around notification and then the design, and of course the view that you get around with this temperature, air reading, UV index, sunlight, and all of that, humidity. You'll be able to see that in a clear view here, much more clean view, think in terms of navigation. And coming to over to maps as well, you'll notice that there's been a couple updates to map application as well, where you get nearby transit in real time. You get all new place cards and then improve search along with that, or these guides as well. You can look at these. If you're creating guides, you can add your favorite places and much more, share your locations, report any issues that you're getting. You also get this global view, street view, which on the 7 Plus, since it only does have an A10 Fusion chip with 3 gigs, sometimes it takes a little bit to get it loading, but once you get loading, for the most part, it holds up pretty well and does load up fine, and there's no issue with it there. You're also going to see updates to the wallet app as well if you're a person that have been following or use the Apple Pay or just generally have a lot of cards on it. In the past, you were only able to add credit and debit card to the wallet app. Now you're actually able to add more things like your car key, your house key. If you have a smart house key, you can add things that you normally haven't done, even things like your license and other IDs as well. So now it's truly a wallet feeling where you can store all of those ID cards that you weren't able to do in the past. So that's a neat update that comes with the wallet. Of course, other updates come around Siri, the voice assistant. It's now able to do on the device processing for you. So if you haven't noticed, it's something that you'll probably get used to. You're also going to see updates to the camera app as well here, where they have made slight improvement in terms of live text, which sometimes we've seen some weirdness with this, but here we weren't able to get it. But it's, if you, depending on the version update that you have, you might be able to get those as well. So there's a couple updates going for the 7 Plus. Of course, the 7 Plus itself is unique in many ways. As we mentioned here, you're going to see some other updates around being able to share locations and application through your messages, which again you weren't able to do. Updates to emojis, being able to do a lot more. You can now share music across the devices as well, so that's going to be a neat feature that you're probably going to be wanting to take a look at and explore as well. There's an update to FaceTime as well, and that's a big one because now you can actually send anyone a FaceTime link, and they don't have to have an Apple device. They can have a Android or log in from a PC. As long as they have an internet connection and access to a browser, they can FaceTime you. So literally now you can FaceTime anyone without discriminating if they're an iPhone user or Apple user or not. So you're going to have that as well. Of course, there's other minor updates, things like Translate that come into play. There's also a whole new redesign of the notification in itself with some updates around the focus and day feature, what allows you to not only just have do not disturb, you also get this personal mode, work mode, sleep mode, which cater towards the notifications that are filtered and that Apple sends you. So overall, performance-wise, upgrading to iOS 15, it's not going to cause any sort of issues that we have seen. Again, this is a first look at it. We're going to give you guys more updates to it, although initially there were some bugs that were reported with Apple Watch pairing and things like that, which again, we haven't experienced ourselves, but again, it's a different for everyone and how they use it. So for us, we have not seen any sort of issues there as well. When it comes to performance wise, you notice here no issues there. It's going to be another factor we talk about is battery. As we mentioned in the beginning of the video, iPhone 7 Plus is known to have a really good battery. It's a 2900 mAh battery because this is a 7 Plus. It's a bigger size phone, bigger battery because it needs to be able to will get that sort of power to run that bigger 5.5 display, and it does pretty well. Some of the things we've seen is that when we did this upgrade, we left it on charge just in case it didn't die. It didn't really go down much when we after that. We kept an eye on the battery itself, used it for a little bit. The battery has been stable, so it's not a concern that you're gonna have with the battery. So if you're concerned with the battery, again, we haven't experienced anything like that with the battery itself. Again, we're going to be doing more video updates for the other iPhones on iOS 15, even iPad, and update you guys if we do see any experience, any issue. We want to hear from you guys if you guys upgraded your phone, if you have a 7 Plus or any 7 iPhone that you have, or any iPhone that you upgraded to iOS 15. If you had any issues, leave a comment in the comment section. So hopefully this video is helpful for you guys. If this video is helpful, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.